Welcome to this week's episode of the Relly and Deli podcast. I'm Relly.
And I'm Deli. And today we are talking about you, me, and Tuscany. Ooh. Yeah! Oh my God! Italiana. So much good food.
Black chicken.
Landscaping. Oh my God, it's so good.
Iconic.
Let's have a good time. Let's shake a little ass.
Okay. What?
So yes, you guys, today we're talking about You, Me, and Tuscany. It is the latest film headed up by Halle Bailey. She was a big draw for us. And so yeah, this movie is directed by Kat Quarel? Not familiar with her. They say she's an American film director, despite, you know, the unique name. Movies that she's done, we haven't seen any of them, but Marry Me, and While You Were Here, A Case of You, Life Happens, you know, that type of thing. This movie is written by Ryan Engel. He has written a graphic novel series called Behemoth. Aside from that, he also was the writer on Beast, that Idris Elba movie.
Okay,
with
yeah.
The Lions.
Yeah.
He did he wrote on a movie called Breaking In with Gabrielle Union, as well as that Rampage movie with The Rock.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's been writing, he's been screenplaying it, girl. He's screenplaying it down.
Now, that girl, Kat,
she
has done stuff that you know of.
Oh, was that true?
Yeah, Spiderwick Chronicles, the recent reprise of Matlock, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Oh, I'm not seeing any of that. That's interesting.
It is.
How they did that.
Yeah. You know where I found it? And this episode is brought to you by... It's actually not.
Yeah, you know, he's been trying to get me to look at Wikipedia and to gather my facts there.
I'm just saying.
It's a thing where, you know, growing up, they were like, Wikipedia is so not the place to go because it could be anything on there. Because at one point they were letting anybody contribute. I think that's just ingrained in me. I know it's not that anymore. It's completely changed.
It actually hasn't been that for a while. That's so 2003.
And I just do a simple Google search, and what it shows me is what it is. Yeah. You know. But, you know, maybe in the future I'll really do my deep dives and really have my stuff together from Wikipedia.
You know, it's a good point of reference. And Google been tripping lately.
Google has been tripping lately. And Google, now I will say this. Google will, like, I don't know if they just mixed up who's who, or they could be giving you credits that don't belong to you.
Right.
Like, if you look up someone and they may have a lot of credits under their belt that have nothing to do with them at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But we digress.
So yes, is there any little tidbits that you wanted to add before we jump into the story? No? Oh, the producer. Who's the producer?
Oh yeah, Will Packer.
Will Packer, who also produced Girl Trips.
Yeah.
Girls Trip.
We're cutting off.
Gross.
Yeah, Will Packer, the producer of Girls Trip, also produced this film.
Right.
Spoiler alert, I think that this is exponentially funnier than Girls Trip.
I agree too, and this is more of this is a very wholesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's just light. It's much lighter than Girls Trip. Girls Trip was funny. Don't get me wrong. Girls Trip was very funny.
Yeah,
but it's just a different vibe. This is a different vibe. So I like the direction that he's going in with this. But without further ado, we will jump into our 4 points. As you guys know, we break our movies down into 4 points: story, acting and dialogue, cinematography, and sound design. Always in that order, unless I forget and put them in a different order.
Correct.
So, for the story, I'll start. And I'm also going to give you guys a synopsis. It's still a little different here. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but a little different. You like that? So, so for the story, I gave it a 7. And this is RomCom fare. It probably deserves a little higher because how refreshing it is, but let's dig into it. If you haven't seen the trailer, this is what the trailer essentially shows. Through a series of circumstances, Halle Bailey's character, Anna, she ends up kind of squatting at this man's villa in Italy. She meets him, one night, and she finds out or realizes that no one's there. He says this to her. And so she ends up in Tuscany, squatting there. And then she's found out by his family. And, in true rom-com fashion, they assume that she's being, his betrothed. She's to be married to him because she's, tried on the ring and all this stuff. So, yeah. And so she kind of goes with it. It's just great antics. Again, it probably should be higher, but I do feel like if you know a rom-com, this is very predictable. But I think that's what you kind of expect from a rom-com.
Literally.
You expect the lightness, the fun. It's a good time. So it hits all those beats. So maybe, that should be taken into consideration. But I already put my score in, so it's locked in. I really enjoyed, even though I knew all the beats, of course, I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed, because there's more to it than what the trailer shows. And it's not just oh, I'm over here, I'm doing this. So I like that there was more to it than just the boom, boom, boom.
Right.
From, in between. I want to see if there's anything else. I think that's all I have to say for story. Would you like to say? You seem a little pensive. You got something you want to say? You want to say?
So, I give this a 10.
Okay.
As far as stories goes, I've seen a lot of rom-com. So, and then once you go ahead and you break it down to black rom-coms, we've never had a story like this.
That is true.
Done. For
that is
one.
True.
2, we recently had another attempt at a rom-com, but this one is exactly what we need in this day, in this time, in this culture. They managed to give you a lot more. It's more than just her haphazardly traipsing through Italy. She does have a specific purpose. The characters have a lot of heart to them. And as funny and as absurd some scenes and some moments are, you really do feel for them beyond, just a slapstick in some regards, or, the steamy sex appeal in other regards. You feel what I'm saying?
I agree.
I think the best friend character as well was a great character to have in the film to add an element that is very modern, with the text and everything and how that's used on the screen.
Right.
And that boosts up other areas too, but it's a very funny film. And I think throughout it, I know I found myself Googling Italy, making sure that Italy is appropriate for black people so that we can plan our trip because I want to go. Made me reservations for Italian restaurant while I was sitting in the theater. True story. And I think that but see, you didn't grow up on rom-com.
I think that genre isn't necessarily something that I kind of hold high or something that I really love. All that to say, this was the best one that
because
I've seen.
Did everything.
It did everything, and it was really good.
Held the story, held the feels. The pacing was good and appropriate. You want a certain level of predictability, of course, because again, it's a rom-com. We're not here to shake up the wigs, girl. Make it funny, make it cute, and make it hopeful. And this also didn't have any ulterior motives or any other secret messaging other than just taking a chance at love. That's the message, and that's what I want. That's what I expect. I make it good.
Yeah.
So I give it a 10.
Yeah, fully understandable. And I do think it's very important that this film exists. I think it's very important for the culture, honestly. 100%. Because we don't have a lot of wholesome rom-coms in the black community.
Yeah.
Starring African Americans.
A lot of, and even though she had struggles in there and she suffered loss, this wasn't some black
suffering
woman
situation.
suffering.
Yeah.
So tired of seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also wasn't a this uptight bitch type of film.
Yeah,
You
because a
feel what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
times, that's kind of how the black woman is portrayed
Right.
in these rom-coms. She's so icy, she's so guarded, she's so frozen, and you have to have a guy come in to thaw her out, quote
She's
unquote.
50, she's single, she put her career over everything, and she can't find a man. She needs one.
Right.
She wants one.
Exactly.
Life is hopeless until
That's
the right
very
guy
true.
comes in who's a bigger jerk than her.
They
butt heads and they find
very
love.
much that.
Very
yeah.
much that. But young, cute, fun. She was a bit of a mess because, girl,
she was a bit of a mess, but not,
And then also,
a different type of mess.
Also, I'm gonna say one spoiler. You already know she's gonna end up in his house. The thing I liked is that she didn't go there attempting to stay at his house.
Right. And that is the thing. That's part of the stuff that, like, the trailer, like, gives you the synopsis really good.
Yeah.
But there's so much in between
that, like,
as to, like, how she ended up there. That's why it was, like, a series of circumstances.
Exactly. But I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say that here.
She didn't go there
with
that
She didn't really
intention.
was like, oh, empty house, I'm going to go bum it at his house because, she did it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. It was pretty much a last resort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? She was trifling in other ways, which was very hilarious. But, yeah. So,
sure.
Now, acting and dialogue.
Oh, you want to go ahead and jump into that?
Okay. I want to talk about acting and dialogue.
Sure.
For me, honestly, again, I'll be conservative. Mm-hmm. Nah, fuck it. I'm giving it a 10.
You should give it what you give it. Yeah,
because
what you feel.
They were off.
It's perfectly fine.
I think, especially in the realm of like rom-coms of like what you want it to be, they did a great thing of like slipping into like a traditional like rom-com. If this was like an all-white cast, there's certain beats you're gonna hit, there's certain things that gotta be said. But this being a black film, this was a black film.
Yeah.
Okay, even though there was only 3 black people in it, they really ate down. And they really made you feel the authenticity of them as black women without feeling like caricatures or like being super over the top. And her friend was out there and her friend was no nonsense. But I still feel in a very believable and palatable way that is genuine without it being like a mockery or... You know what I mean? Insulting. I would think so. I feel like black women would watch this and feel good about the portrayal of the two sides of the coin and the both little black women that are in the film.
I agree. And
not find a problem with them, the dialogue, the vernacular, and everything that's going down. And it's still funny and sassy and hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll talk about some favorite lines, but first, what you doing?
I gave the acting and dialogue a 10 as well. I feel like everybody is fully realized. I think they do a really good job with giving Anna a great backstory, pretty good backstory, and making everything seem organic.
Yeah.
I don't think anything seems like forced or like, oh, you're just doing this so we can get to the next point.
Exactly.
You know what the beats are, but it doesn't feel like they're forcing you to get the beat.
Yeah.
So I do want to do a little bit of a rundown. We have Halle Bailey as Anna, depending on where you're from. Now this is gonna kill me, but Rege-Jean Page, Rege, I don't know.
I'm gonna let you out.
But it's Michael. It's the brown guy. The brown guy here, the hot guy. He's in Dungeons and Dragons. I think he was in what's that show that everybody loves? Bridgerton. He was in Bridgerton. We have Aziza Scott as Claire, the best friend. Aziza's definitely a standout, as Riley has already mentioned.
Yeah,
she's phenomenal. I love her character too because she has her shit together. But at the same time, she's not afraid to. She talks how she talks. She is who she is. She could be business at business, but when she's talking to her, we're talking to Anna. Girl. It's girlfriend. So yeah, she was definitely a standout. We do have Lorenzo de Moore as Mateo. In the cast list, they have Nia Vardalos. Y'all know how I do. So, Nia Vardalos as Mrs. Dunn. I don't remember that character, but Nia is from My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Like the main character in that. I don't know who Mrs. Dunn is.
Oh, she was in the entrance.
In the entrance?
The opening scene when she was doing the house sitting.
Oh, that was her?
That was her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. And you know what? That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's so true. That's so true. A real big standout for me was Stella Piccolo as Francesca. Honey, Francesca.
Francesca really came to see it.
Between Francesca and Claire, I was living. This is a real laugh out loud situation as well.
Very laugh out loud.
And I love that, all the jokes, all the funny parts were not in the trailer. Yeah. There were some jokes, of course, you gotta let us know it is a comedy. It's funny times. But the majority of the funny stuff was not there. And Claire and Francesca, those characters were here for it.
Absolutely.
As well as the driver. I couldn't find out who that was. Were you able to find him anywhere?
I'm gonna look it up.
He wasn't listed anywhere. We'll see if we can find him and throw him in there. But yeah, I give acting a 10.
But wasn't it Lorenzo?
His name is Lorenzo?
Wasn't the driver's name?
Oh, his name was Lorenzo. Okay, Marco Calvani.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
Born
Marco.
December 11. How dare you do that to your sister?
Happy birthday.
He's practically you.
Damn.
December 11, 1980.
He looks a little different in his little thumbnail.
Because he looks serious.
He do.
Yeah, but he was very funny.
Marco was really funny too.
Yeah.
He was your, he serves as a good tour guide. I'm not going to say your magical Italian, but kind of.
Kind of. Oh, he is gay. Hey, family.
Hey, friend.
Marco. Oh, and he married somebody else named Marco. That's the type of country I could get on.
That is.
That's so absurd.
It's the Marcos.
What the fuck?
It's very much that. Very much that.
You're iconic. Okay. But yeah, he did a phenomenal job.
And he was in the 4 seasons. That was him. Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. He looks so different.
He does. I think his hair was longer too in this.
I think it was too.
Yeah.
He was styled different. I think his beard was different in this.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof. Yeah. That's crazy. You see that?
Yeah.
Versus that. Versus that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Marco's a bit of a chameleon. Happy birthday, twin. But yes, I really enjoyed that character as well. It's such great balance in the movie, and they do a thing too that I love. It's a bunch of like loud talking over each other. I mean, it's a bit of a stereotype, but it's always a good time. And I mean, it's a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah.
We get really high energy. We get really excited and passionate. And there's a whole bunch of that in here. I really enjoyed that. Did you want to talk about your quotes and things?
Yeah, for sure. So I think that Halle, we already know that she's a very talented actress.
Absolutely.
I think this film allowed for a lot of her brilliance to shine in her non-verbals and subtle moments. I think she definitely brought like a princess-esque energy to it. And that's just how she talks.
Yeah.
But like, if you really are a fan of Halle and you like see her online, she's very she's the one not to play with.
Yeah.
And her soft-spoken voice and everything is, I think, who she is. But at the same time, she definitely has like a level of ferocity. Yeah. I think with this film, you got to see her genius in just like, certain moments her character would say stuff and just like laugh and giggle to herself. And like, you could see her looking at the amusement in some of the ridiculous things that she was saying and doing. Yeah. Or when she was texting her best friend. And I think that she was really able to tune into who Anna was and deliver a stellar performance. And I think some of the dialogue and stuff like that too, which is going to tie in maybe to sound design and cinematography. But because she's talking to her best friend, we got a lot of these like hilarious voice machines. Because they're not reaching each other. She's in Italy. Girl, the fact that you was even talking on your phone, mama, you had the money and the minutes to get that international package.
She did.
Because that shit would have run you dry, okay?
Yeah.
Them plans are crazy when you go overseas.
Yeah.
So we get like a lot of the back and forth. We get like the text bubbles popping up on the screen. And I want to rewatch again just to, one, the moments where they're doing like that group chatter and everybody's talking, so that you can focus on like a person. Yeah. Will and Grace used to do that all the time, and I would rewatch episodes and scenes. First to listen to what Grace was saying, then to listen to what Karen was saying, listen to what Jack was saying, listen to what Will was saying, and like really get all of the crazy moments. Because sometimes they're saying nothing, and sometimes each character really is saying a point. And that's very hilarious. I found it funny because like, a family member was being very shady. Well, let me say this. Mateo's dad, that was hilarious to me because he was being super shady towards Mateo. Yeah, and as far as the relationship between Anna,
that is true.
Yeah. But one of the funniest things, because like she's basically playing phone tag with her friends. The main quote that caught me off guard was her saying, "You're trying to make my water break, and I'm gonna beat your ass and make you watch my baby on the weekends." And I proceeded to scream. I don't know what else was said for like the next 5 minutes. I was the loudest person in there laughing, and this is all over like a voicemail that she sent her to her friends. So that shit was hilarious.
Very funny. Yeah, it's very funny. Definitely, recommend checking that out because it is so funny, and it's so. And I think, like you said, it makes it very modern.
Yeah.
And it's just very like you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So very good. Jumping into cinematography, I gave it a 9. The cinematography is really, really good here. They got some great sweeping shots of the land, Tuscany itself. Like, it really comes alive, and it shows you all the beauty of Tuscany. It just fills you with warmth. They have some great shots of a lot of great food because you're in Italy, so time to eat. And I love I also threw in the wardrobe here. I love the wardrobe that they had for Hallie in this. It's really it's another good combination of modern but also kind of whimsical. Kind of, because she does have, like you said, a very fairy tale presence. And it feels like that at times with the things that she's wearing, and it's very good. It's very grounded, very realistic for a person in her circumstances. Nothing seemed like, there's no way in hell she would have that.
Right.
It seemed very, grounded in that way. Very realistic in that way. So I thought that was good.
Yeah. For cinematography, again, I give it a 10. And again, it's not a Marvel film, right? It's not crazy CGI. But what I will say, again, for the parameters of this being a rom-com, it's doing a lot more than a lot of other rom-coms are doing.
That is true.
We have, it does a lot of the vignette styles in the beginning, which is very 13 going on 30. We have her walking through the streets of New York, showing, the dog, the fashion, the fits, the places, the food. And we get, a lot of these postcard-esque transitions and beautiful scenes when she's even in New York and then going to Italy as she's going through the different places. We got the use of the text messages on the screen that pop up.
That's true.
That's very funny and everything like that. I think the wedding book, for instance, was a very beautiful touch. And another thing that it reminded me of watching is that Last Holiday by
Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah.
I
and
thought
she had her that book. And it's I've paused it to look at that book, especially when I was younger and watching it. And it's one of those things that you really get into your rom-com mindset. The girls who are in it will know. It's the things that you want. It's a gorgeous film. And then, even to the end, man, they gave you bloopers and outtakes. So make sure that you stay. Stay for
classic.
The whole time, because it got the formula. It opened it up, and it was these are the things that we need to do. That's a hit. And they provided it. Every single part that it needs, I think, in order to qualify. And I think that this could fall among some of the best rom-coms. of regardless of race or anything like that.
Exactly.
I think it's a beautifully filmed story.
Absolutely. Sure. I completely agree. I think it's up there in the upper echelon. I hope it does usher in an era of more movies like this. I think we do need more lighter things to kind of balance out all the serious stuff. Like, even like, I don't even know what romance movies are like today. They're very that's I do know. They're very what's the word? Not it's like negative. They're very, everybody's quirky. Everybody's what's the word? Maybe nihilistic. Maybe not pessimist, but like when everything's kind of
like let's jump
negative.
to the first episode, I think, of this, The Materialist. Is an example of like, and that wasn't a rom-com.
It wasn't. It was something, but that's what modern modern romance movies are like.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not a rom-com.
And it's like flat. Yeah. It's dark. It's even like the drama that we recently watched,
which I really enjoyed, but it wasn't this. It wasn't light. It was very dark. It's very
heavy. It's dark. It's heavy. It's flat in tone. A little masochistic between the characters. And it's not hopeful. And a lot of them, even, you know, there was another one that we watched on this podcast that had black leads, but I wasn't hoping for none of that shit. Bitch, okay, work, found this man at work. I don't care about that. This doesn't make me dream. When did we stop making movies to make people want to dream? And yet we have like fiction. All of this is fiction because these aren't real people. But I mean, this isn't fantastical films. You can have non-fantastical films, still have good shit and happy stories. But somewhere along the way, pain sold. I'm gonna blame what was that shit? That 50 Shades. I feel like that really ushered into an age of like darker romance, a lot of like pain and the pleasure, and then eventually like the pleasure left and it was just pain and sadness and like just like dirty conditions. It's just like blah. And I feel like a lot of the stuff is just like depressing. A lot of romance films are depressing as hell and don't make you want to live or dream. This made me want to travel. This made me want to eat. You know, I'm running it in my head, and I'm like, well, I already got the husband, so we need to find somebody in Italy that's going to work this out so that we can move.
Right.
And, you know, and we already got families that love us.
Exactly.
But we're going to work this out. Somehow we get into Tuscany, and we're going to end up in a vineyard, in a restaurant, or a gallery, or something. You understand? And those other films that I watched, I don't think about that. There was nothing to aspire to or dream about or be like, oh, wouldn't this be nice? You know what I mean?
I completely agree. Again, back to the whimsy. There's a lot of that in this, and it does make you feel hopeful. It does make you dream. I think cynical. Cynical is what I'm thinking for these modern romance movies. Everybody's very cynical. Everybody's very quirky. Everybody's very quick with their little quips. You know. All that stuff, it's just like, all right, that's great, but give me something light. So I hope this can usher in an era of rom-coms again, because I do think there's room for that. I do think people want that. Hopefully this is doing very well in the box office. Just to close out a little cinematography section, and something I was thankful for, they had a great use of montages to kind of get you from one spot to another. So you don't have to actually sit through all that. You know, it was kind of compressed, and it felt very good. I really enjoyed that. But now on to sound design, our final category, as it were. For sound design, I gave it a 9. It probably could be a 10. But, you know, I already locked my scores in, so here they are. I think they have a lot of great use of music. They do a thing where I think it's songs that we may know, but it may be done in Italian. So I always love that. I don't know if there's any original music for this. I feel like Riley might have more notes when it comes to sound design. So we're going to turn this over to him.
So for me, I gave sound design a 1 actually.
Huh.
I wasn't particularly impressed.
Huh.
I'm like, I give sound design a 10. This fell in line with something that we are not doing in film anymore.
Uh-oh.
The soundtrack of this film works as an audible storybook to basically usher in and set the pace for where we're at and where we're going frame by frame. Every time you hear a song, it's relevant and it's important, or it just sounds cool as shit. And again, reminds me of the GOAT that we recently watched.
That's true.
Honestly, even Next Level, I talked about, I think they will kill you.
That's also true.
You know, I give that one a 10. I probably should have given that one a 9. But this for sure is a 10.
Yeah.
It just has so many great moments. So, like, the film opens with Rise and Shine by Leela James. And in that moment, like, we see her living the best life in New York.
Right.
We, like, dressed down, looked amazing, had her doggy, was out there getting her
Talking
food.
to the doorman.
Talking to the doorman, living life. And honestly, it was so good. I was like, now, girl, how the hell we gonna end up where we're at?
And that's the thing.
And
with the story I mentioned.
Yeah.
There's more to it than what you've seen in the trailer. So I like that.
And then
That's a good song too for that.
it was a very
Rise and Shine,
good
that is
choice.
good. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
And then, you know, when she's heading to Italy, we hear the song So Easy to Fall in Love by Olivia Diana. And that was important too because she's on a journey. We know it's a rom-com, so we expect her to fall in love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We already know from the trailers it's going to be with, I believe, now I can say it,
Rege?
I believe so.
Yeah.
After you said his name, I was like, I don't know. Cause
Yeah,
I really
it's
don't
Rege-
know how.
something's like that.
Yeah. But
we already know she's gonna fall for Rege.
We
who is
know.
the cousin
Exactly.
of the guy she's supposed to be
Exactly.
engaged to.
And we have that, but then also, as you watch the film, there's other types of loves that need to be experienced.
Yeah.
And I think that was like a beautiful song to be able to have. And then there's another song called Soft Girl Era that was playing while she's settling into the house in Italy. You know what I mean?
Come on, Soft Girl
and
Era.
she was so happy to have like, you know, in-unit washers and dryers.
That was her running
and getting her shit.
her through line.
Yeah, and you know, there's so many other moments like that. I won't spoil them because I feel like part of the magic is experiencing it. But there's even like a freaking Mario song, you know, that's used. They literally saying "You should let me love you." Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a great song. It's such a black song.
From
It's
Alicia
such
Keys
a
to Mario.
old, correct. And it's such a like a specific audience classic.
It's a very
hit.
specific, but you know, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a big demographic that was in that time.
Yeah.
So they're gonna appreciate that.
Yeah. So there's so many good moments. We
That
have
is why
like
this movie excels.
Estelle on the soundtrack, John Legend on the soundtrack as well. Jane Hancock and Anderson .Paak close out the film as well. And then we have like a lot of traditional Italian songs that I honestly cannot even begin to pronounce, but I will be putting 2 of them on the screen right now. And out of gone. But yeah, so
You try to pronounce them because that's kind of my thing. We got a Farlamore Comencia 2. Why can I? Oh, I love that image of her.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Stunning.
Raffaella Cara.
We don't have enough time.
And see, that's the thing. Why I'm struggling with the names, but you know, I just read that title up for no problem.
and
then we got Chamica
by
Di Tonella
it's on the screen so y'all can see it.
and Vittori. I'm working on something.
If you can pronounce it, send us a voice note.
Please do. Send us a voice note.
Right. But yeah, I
Tuscany.
think that this whole film, right? We have like it's a visual and audible storybook
Yeah.
that gives us an amazing Feast for the Eyes in Italy gives us, I think, a very just inspirational and whimsical, hilarious film where they get to showcase their comedic chops, show their heart and their warmth.
Yeah.
Halle Bailey is radiant and honestly brilliant in her delivery of the lines. And I think that this is something that you should watch. Everybody needs to go and watch it. Regardless of what color your skin is, go and watch this film. Now, if you're black, watch it twice. And it's really good. And then definitely make sure you let us know what you think. And are you putting this into your rotation of classic rom-coms? Because I think in like 5 years, 10 years, people will still be referencing and people will still be watching it.
For sure. What's your overall score?
Overall score, straight 10s.
Straight 10s down.
Yeah.
Straight 10s down. I completely agree. Again, rom-coms are not my default genre, but I did really, really, really enjoy this movie. I definitely think there's room for this. I definitely think this movie is one to watch. And it's for all audiences. Of course, it stands out to us. This is a black podcast.
Yeah.
So black, led films do stand out to us. And also, this being a black rom-com is literally like a needle in a haystack.
Absolutely.
One of this like caliber. So I really hope this takes off. My overall score was an 8.75. Still pretty high.
Yeah.
It's probably lower for me, but it's high.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend. I love the research you did into that soundtrack, because you feel it when you're watching it, but to hear the titles and to really know that, okay, y'all really put some thought into this.
Yeah.
Y'all are really spreading through.
Yeah.
It's really perfection.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend you guys go see this. Any other comments? Anything you want to say before we close out?
I don't know.
It's kind of weird, huh?
Yes. I'm cutting all of this.
I'm not cutting any of it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again to another Really and Deli podcast and our movie reviews. Make sure that you take a listen to our Reddit reads that dropped on Friday. Again, relationship dramas. And then take a look at our Wildcard Wednesday films. One is coming every single Wednesday this month. All Shudder films, all horror, halfway through Halloween. This is not sponsored by Shudder or IFC. But
if you like to,
hello, Shudder.
We're here for it.
Hello,
we are halfway to Halloween.
We're repping you, baby. Don't you want to pay us? You want to give us money? Thanks, guys. Love you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.